that's what it does.
No. It's definitely on this side. Or I could be wrong, I actually didn't walk on that side. But I definitely, you hear the exhaust leak because it's pushing air out. You hear like the, but that's the leak, fine. But then, yeah, that's the upper, that's something. What's it called? What do you have? You have lifter rods, crankshaft, no, lifter rods.
Could be sticky lifters.
Right. Crankshaft, whatever's under the valve covers on the top of the engine.
Yes.
What are the pretty much components? The little springs and...
Springs, the valves, valve seats.
Valve seats, valve stems.
Yep, could be bent valves.
So the second time you cranked it over, you stopped cranking it? Like you didn't allow it to fire?
The second time, I cranked it 3 times. The first time it started and ran for a few moments until it stalled itself. The second time I cranked it and it cranked funny. If you notice, it didn't sound right. And then I tried it again and it just barely kind of wanted to sort of try to fire. That's pretty much what happened.
Oh, because I can tell you right now, if you bring this somewhere, damage is done. They're going to need to hear it. Like they got to crank it and
yeah, of course,
let it run for fucking 15 seconds, you know?
Sure.
But I didn't go on this side, but it sounds predominantly on this side.
I thought it did also, as a matter of fact.
But I didn't go on that side, but I didn't hear it, you know? The thing fucking shook. Is this the first video you ever made making this noise?
Yeah. Yeah, the only other video is the one giving the bad news.
Right. I mean, once it's uploaded, I mean, I'll probably watch it 6 times just to hear it again, you know?
Yep.
So that's that.
Yeah, it's fucked. It's not good.
Yeah, I mean...
It's got oil. In fact, I even happened to notice the oil pressure gauge actually did go up for the few moments it ran.
Sure. Yeah,
so it's got oil and oil pressure, just something fucking popped in it.
Yeah.
Not good.
Like you said, this valve cover is easy to take off. If you could find whatever's holding it, I don't know.
Yeah, no, there's bolts. There's
4,
1, 2, 3, and
4 or 5.
Yeah.
Right, it looks like a... So those could come off because there's no oil sitting in the valve covers. Something could be just in there. And then...
This side, I periodically tighten the bolts down on the valve covers.
Actually probably can come off.
Well,
but the valve cover itself
the bolt
would be
I
a pain.
Right, the bolt I can't really get to is the one here because of this bracket.
Right.
So all this would have to be removed.
And then that top hose right here.
This one?
This one. That one.
That one. Yeah.
So,
well, that could be disconnected right there.
Yeah, I don't know if there's fluid or is that vacuum?
No, that's coolant for the heater core.
Right. But again, I didn't come over here, and we're not at a point where we're just cranking it for shits now. It's just here.
Yeah, this video was actually documentary of the damage. That was the first time it cranked funny. Maybe something else broke. Because it sounded like a cylinder or more than one cylinder had lost compression or something. It definitely didn't sound right when it cranked again.
I mean, just grind it till it finds it, right?
Well, it's not going to fix itself.
You know?
I don't understand what happened, why.
Yeah, you don't know nothing. Could have been...
It just did.
It could have been on the calendar from day one.
I have a sneaking suspicion it was, because it always made that hammering chung 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 chung. So I personally think it's in the rear on this side.
Yeah.
And something was damaged or loose or
Brain
whatever it was,
damaged.
and that is what gave out. That's my guess.
Sure. The good thing about that is, knock on wood, in a perfect world, whether you watch shows or not, you could take the top half of the engine off without taking the engine out.
Right. Well, that doesn't help the leaky exhaust manifold.
No, but you know what it does is, at least if you pop the valve cover, or someone does, you can possibly, you know. And then also another thing, like I said, we're not mechanics, but another thing to do is also take the valve cover off, and someone might turn it over and say, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! It's back one.
Well,
the lifter's not moving." You know, and then
if there's nothing to see in the valve cover, there's no point in cranking it. If there's something broken there, you'll see it. There is, of course, the
rod
potential.
goes down,
right?
yeah.
There could be a bad rod or something like that where it's not. You know, I don't know.
you should crank it again.
Nope. No, that's enough. That's enough.
Just keep cranking it. I'm telling you, it's going to fix itself. Well, that's that.
Yep.
It's time to get it on a tow truck.
Wow,
And
look how much it rained. There's a puddle back there.
Oh wow, yeah.
That's pretty fucked up. It's been raining for days now.
Well, it's a combustible engine. It's a big block V8. There's nothing in here that is like magical. Oh man, you got that extra lifter. Oh man, you can't find it. No.
Well,
it's a Buick block.
The worst part of this though is it's a 430. Now the 420 nailhead was a lot more used in a lot more vehicles, and there's a lot more of them around. The good news is there's a bunch of parts from the 420 nailhead that'll fit this engine.
Oh, I'm sure, right.
There's also some parts, I think, from they went up to a 450 in later years, I think it was. Not a 454, that's a Chevy.
Yeah.
I think it went to 450 if I'm not mistaken. And there are some parts with that also that are interchangeable. But that's all she wrote for now. It's not leaking anywhere.
No, it's internal.
It's internal. It just something
broke, bent, or both.
I'm just shaking my head in disbelief still.
What's this? Oh, a sticker?
Yeah, this was peeling off, and my dad taped that on it didn't stick because of the oil and grease and shit on it.
That's it. Well, this is going to conclude this. There's really nothing to talk about. Everything is still the exact same way from the last video he made. It's just an extremely bad noise, and now it's time to tow it somewhere and
see what can be done.
See what it really comes down to dollars and cents.
Well, I'm not even that concerned about the dollars and cents per se, but I'm more concerned about finding somebody who can do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, I guess you're bringing it to Cheech.
Yeah, I'm going to bring it to Cheech. Well, Cheech is going to see this video, or at least the first part of it, and he's going to say, "Oh, that sounds like broken spring. I can fix that myself."
Right.
You know, that would be best case. It's never going to happen. Cheech knows of it. Engine rebuilder.
The 430 stickers are both different.
Are they?
Yes.
I never noticed.
The 430 on the driver's side is red, all red, and the passenger side is all white.
May have faded over the years.
No, yeah, I just thought it was...
I actually have 2 brand new stickers, and not for nothing, if this does get fixed, we might put those on.
Yeah, well, it needs a bath after it gets fixed.
Yeah.
And then if it's fixing, you might as well get back into this housing again. Because that's a joke. That's all fucking from the housing.
The leakage?
Yeah.
That's where the thermostat lives. And
right,
Cheech had done...
There's supposed to be that much goo on it.
Yeah, Cheech had done this thermostat, and...
But there might be gouges in the middle, so he's trying to fill the gaps.
Yeah, he put a lot of glop on it, and it doesn't look like the glop held. I did go and tighten the bolts on either side of it. In fact, not even that long ago.
Oh, what's in here?
Yeah, that's it.
That is all. 430.
Could have been a 420 and we all would have had a Cheech with Cheech, but you know how that goes.
John.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.